What's up guys, it's Zack Attack here. Today I will be showing you how to make an easy 1.16 iron farm. This iron farm produces thousands of iron ingots an hour and is simple and cheap to make. Let's get right into this tutorial. Before we get into the tutorial, we have to get a little bit of background knowledge. In order for this iron farm to work, it has to be at least 90 blocks from any village. Now, I would suggest that you build it close to a village, but at least 90 blocks away, so that you have easy transport with the villagers into the villager pods that we need to build. So, let's count these 90 blocks. 1, 2, 3. We are about 90 blocks from the village, guys. I suggest we go a little bit further, just to be safe. Now, guys, we need to get some villagers over here after we build the farm. So let's get into building the farm. We're going to take out any of the surrounding trees or obstacles that could be in our way while building this farm. Now guys, the first step is to take some glass and we're going to make our kill chamber right away. Place a 5-high 3x3 glass wall. You do not have to add the lava in until you're done with the kill chamber. Alright guys, so we're going to fill this in later, but just so we can get in right now, if you are in survival mode, you're going to place a sign here, place a sign here, place a sign here, crouch down and 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 place a sign here, and another sign. Now guys, if you feel comfortable, place a lava bucket in the center. You do have to make sure that this block is filled. The lava should disperse like this. Now guys, we're going to start to build our platforms for the villagers to be in and for the iron golems to spawn on. For this guys, take any solid block that you want and go out 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do this on all 4 sides. Now guys, fill in all of these platforms. Now guys, the next step is to build a 1-high wall around the entire farm. So, place a temporary block here, break it, and place a block on top, and extend that throughout the entire farm. Now that you guys have built this 1-high wall, we're going to insert our villagers. To build the pods, what we are going to do is we're going to come out 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Break those 2 temporary blocks. And we're going to extend this wall. You see how there's 1 block here? We're going to extend it until there's 1 block over there. Okay. Now guys, we're going to place a temporary block here. Place glass on top. Break it. There's a temporary block here. Glass on top. Break it. Temporary block here. Glass on top. Break it. And we're going to place glass here. This is our first villager capsule. Now guys, the next step is to place 2 glass blocks here. A temporary block here, 2 glass blocks. 2 glass blocks here. A temporary block, 2 glass blocks. There should be a 1 block gap in between. Now, come over to this side of the farm. Place a temporary block here. Place 2 glass blocks. Break the or keep the temporary block. Place 2 glass blocks. 2 glass blocks and 2 glass blocks. Now you can break this temporary block. The next step is to skip a block. Place 2 glass blocks. Place 2 glass blocks. Now place 2 temporary blocks. Place 2 glass blocks on either of them and break the temporary blocks. Now that you guys have built up your villager pods, it's time for you to get your villagers in here. You can do this easily by, like I said before, building it close-ish to a village so that you're not within the 90 block radius, but you're close enough so that you can just grab a minecart and rail. If you already have a bunch of iron, I'd suggest putting them all onto those rails because you'll get a bunch of iron back from this farm. So guys, once you try to get your villagers in here, an easy way to do this is put some rails all the way up to here. Once you have them in the area, build up your minecart track all the way up to here and push them up here. These are the amount of villagers that you will need in the farm. You will need 8 in this pod, 8 in this pod, and you will need 4 in this pod. That is guaranteed for the 20 villager minimum. If you want to make the farm more efficient, however, you can put another 8 in this pod. However, I know villagers are annoying. For the sake of the tutorial though, I will be putting 8 in that pod. You do not need it though. You could also switch all these orders around so you can have 4 in this pod, 8 in this pod, 8 in this pod, 4 in this pod. It does not matter how many are in each pod as long as you have at least 20 total. Now you can put your villagers in. As you guys can see, I just got a green nitwit villager. You must either kill them if you already have them in your farm by accident, or just not put them in there in the first place. Alright guys, now that there are 8 villagers in these 3 workstations and 4 in this workstation, the next step is you're going to need to get water into them. If you are lucky, they will be moved to one side and you can just place a water bucket in like this. If you are not lucky, however, you might have to use a dispenser and water to push the water in. So, to do this, take a dispenser, take a lever, break this glass box, place a dispenser in facing this way, put some water in your dispenser, crouch down, place a lever, and flick this lever. Now break your dispenser and replace your glass block. Do the same for all of these. The next step is to place one more glass block around each of these. You can also break the signs while doing this. If you guys can, place a roof on it. If you can't, place a temporary block here and place a glass block on top. So guys, the next step is very important. What you're going to do is you're going to take however many villagers you have and you're going to place down a bed for each. Make sure to do it in the exact way that I do it here. Now guys, you're going to build out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You gotta connect those points. Now guys, fill in this little platform. You might need some extra space depending on how many villagers you have. I will probably need some extra space. So guys, what you want to do is place down your beds one by one. If you see those green particles, then that's a good sign. If you don't, that might mean that they're still linked to a bed somewhere in the world. Go back to the village that they came from and break that bed and their workstation. Place down all of your beds. Now guys, it should look a little something like this. Once again, this is ugly, but that is a small price to pay for the amount of iron you're going to be getting from this farm. The next step, guys, is because due to 1.16, villagers might need to work at a workstation at least once a day in order to spawn iron golems and cats. So guys, the next step, guys, is that in 1.16, the villagers were updated so that they must work at a workstation at least once a day in order to spawn iron golems. So guys, I would suggest using the fletching table since it is the cheapest workstation. Blast furnaces, smokers, and other solid blocks also work too here. If you need help figuring out which workstation to use, you could also look it up on Google. Now, place a workstation here. So, we saw the green particles over here. Now we have to break this workstation. We have to go over here and replace this glass block with the workstation. This villager is now linked. Do that for all of the villagers. I will let you guys watch me for a little while to make sure you are doing it right. We see some green particles over here. Break this. And place it here. So one down here. This guy got linked. By the way, guys, the reason we have water here is so that villagers can reach their workstations even if they're up here. This would link to this pod over here. Now guys, I'm going to finish this and I will catch up with you guys when I'm done. By the way guys, make sure none of the villagers here have been traded with, otherwise this farm will not work. The villagers might appear to be glitched out, but trust me, they're in there. Guys, when it comes to places like these, where you have run out of space in all the cardinal directions, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to place a temporary block here, and break this and replace it really fast so that the water does not come out. Now guys, we're officially done with this part of the farm. The next step is to come down here, break these blocks, break these blocks. Be careful not to hit your head in the lava. Place a chest here. And place 11 hoppers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Make sure these are all ultimately funneling into the chest. These should be funneling towards the hoppers in front of them, and then this should be funneling into this, and these should be funneling into the chest. Now, replace this with glass. Now, the collection system for your farm is done. The next step is to build the water system up here to push the iron golems down. Now, you have to extend this wall up by 1. Now guys, the next step is to put in the water collection system for your farm, which will push the iron golems down into the lava. So guys, to do this, place 1 block here, place a water bucket here, and then break this temporary block. Now guys, skip this block right next to this. If you do not, then this will flood this entire platform and make it so that everything is infinite water source, and then the iron golems do not get pushed anywhere. Skip this, place a water bucket here, all along here until you get almost to the edge. Skip this block, place a temporary block here, place a water bucket here, break this temporary block, skip this block, go all the way to the edge. Place a temporary block here, water bucket on the top, break this block, skip this block. Skip this block, temporary block here, place this block, skip this block, and all the way until you get 1 from the edge in which you skip that block. Skip this. Now guys, your water should flow all the way to here. So guys, if I do not touch my keyboard, I will get pushed and funneled into the lava, and so will your iron golems. Now guys, what you have to do is you're going to take some slabs. It does not matter what slabs they are, and you're going to place them all on top of your little 2-high wall. This is so no mobs can ruin the efficiency of this farm. Now guys, to build the second layer, which is very necessary if you want to get tons of iron, crouch down, place a block on top. Now guys, extend this the exact same dimensions as this platform. Once you're done with this guys, what you're going to do is you're going to place an entire floor all across here. Remember, and be sure to skip these 3 blocks, because your kill chamber will still be the same one used for the second platform. So I would suggest just marking that out immediately so that you do not accidentally fill that up with some blocks. Now guys, the next step is to extend this up 1 more block and place slabs on top of this. The reason we are doing this again is so that no mobs spawn up here and ruin the rates of your farm. Also guys, once we are done, you're going to have to kill all of the iron golems that are spawning not in the farm. Now guys, the water sources for up here is the same as below. Place a temporary block here, water bucket here, skip a block, all the way down. By the way guys, an easy way that you can get all the water for this farm is to place 4 blocks here, 2 blocks here, 2 blocks on top, 2 blocks on top of this, 2 blocks here, place a water bucket here and a water bucket here. This will create an infinite water source so you can fill all of your water up for your farm. Now guys, your farm should be looking something like this. Now guys, your farm is done. Now what you need to do is kill these iron golems. This will reset the amount of iron golems in the area, and they should start spawning in your farm. If they do not, guys, I recommend that you spawn proof the area with slabs, buttons, or trapdoors. This will make sure that no iron golems can spawn in anywhere but the farm. Also guys, if you have not built the farm yet already, you're lucky and you can just build this higher up, and that will absolutely ensure that no iron golem should spawn on the floor. They shouldn't spawn on the floor in the first place, but in the rare event that they do, just do those two things that I just said. Alright guys, so the last step is to place slabs all over all of these beds. This will ensure that no iron golems can spawn on them. Alright guys, now I'm going to do a fly around of the farm. Make sure you built it exactly as I did. Villagers over here, beds with slabs on top, and then now guys, I'm going to AFK for about 15 minutes and we will see how much iron we get. Alright guys, I just AFK'd for 15 minutes and let's see what we got. Wow, that is insane. We got almost 8 stacks of iron and we got 4 stacks of poppies. Now guys, remember, these poppies are not useless. Do not just throw them out. Poppies can be used in a composter to be turned into bone meal. As you guys can see, this is also sort of a bone meal farm. It only takes about 5 or 6 poppies to fill up a composter, so that is 1 bone meal. Thank you guys for watching this easy 1.16 iron farm. If you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends and family. New videos go out every single day. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.